Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 22. United in love for the one. Collective meditation with Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. I am an elevated soul. I sit with Baba. My intellect, my heart is with Baba. And in solitude, I choose to color myself with God's love. God's love is pure love. God's love makes me worthy. I get merged in ocean of love. It's only God has love for the souls. All other human beings, they have love for the body. So I keep company of God. So that my sanskars become divine. Unlimited. As much Baba loves me, I also love Baba. And allow Baba to reform me. In solitude with Baba, there is no interference. There is concentration. Baba is ocean of peace. And it is with Baba that I become image of peace, a peaceful soul. I have all pure and elevated sanskars. And these sanskars are becoming divine. So let us sit with Baba and experience stage of being merged, a seed form stage. It's true solitude. And total concentration. I'm in company of Baba. Om Shanti.
हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों।
सभी बच्चों को सर्व स्मृतियों स्वरूप देख रहे। मास्टर सर्वशक्तिवान स्वरूप में देख रहे। शक्तिवान नहीं, सर्वशक्तिवान। ये सर्वशक्तियाँ बाप द्वारा हर एक बच्चे को वरदान में मिली हुई है। दिव्य जन्म लेते ही बाप दादा ने वरदान दिया, सर्वशक्तिवान भव। ये हर जन्म दिवस स्मृति स्वरूपवन समय अनुसार किसी भी शक्ति को ऑर्डर करेंगे, वो हर शक्ति हाजिर होनी है। लेकिन वरदान के प्राप्ति के मालिक बन की स्मृति स्वरूप में हो, आप ऑर्डर करो और शक्ति समय पर कार्य में नहीं है, हो नहीं सकता। लेकिन मालिक मास्टर सर्वशक्तिवान के स्मृति के सीट पर सेटो, बिना सीट पर सेट के कोई ऑर्डर नहीं माना जाता।
आप दृष्टि यूं ही देते रहो बाबा, आप दृष्टि यूं ही देते रहो बाबा, सुख सागर में गहरे उतर जाऊं।
Om Shanti. Love for solitude and practice concentration. I am a soul with elevated sanskars. Practice of yoga. I am a soul with divine sanskars. My original and eternal sanskars are very elevated. Whatever ordinary sanskars I have at the present moment are becoming divine by being colored with the color of God's company. Thoughts. In order to transform my ordinary sanskars, what things do I need to pay attention to? What special effort must I make for this? Avyakt signal. In today's world, everyone is very much troubled by the upheaval in politics, in the value of everything, the currency, the suffering of karma, and religion. To protect yourself from this, imbibe concentration and be one who stays in solitude. By being in solitude, you will easily be concentrated. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 22. Love for solitude and practice concentration. Today's topic, I am a soul with elevated sanskars. So now we will listen to Mohini Didi and then we will have a Avyakti Parivar chit chat with Didi and Brother Eric. Continuation from yesterday.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay, keeping well. Spiritually well, physically well, right? Definitely, it's Baba's blessings that we all keep well. There is so much turbulence in the world outside. Outside world has, Baba says, so many types of disturbance, political, economical, social. But we all are not influenced by that. We always remember Baba's blessing. Especially today, Baba is saying, looking at us as the image of all different kinds of awareness. And for today, our homework for tomorrow is the awareness that I am an elevated soul. Many soul people ask, what is elevated? It's higher. Generally, elevation means higher. Higher could be beyond. Higher could be great. So this awareness that I am an elevated soul, we can add today's blessing, which Baba said, always remember I am Master Almighty. I think whenever we find, there are two things. One is when a situation comes, we practice something or we use it. Other is we constantly do it. So there is enough power, enough practice, enough habit. So it becomes natural at that time. As a student, we study properly all the time. Or we just say, now is the time of examination, let me study. Sometimes we do that. So we shouldn't wait for a situation to arise. And then I say, oh, I have to use it. But how to, while listening to Baba, I was thinking, most of us know, have the awareness, I'm Master Almighty. But as Baba said, we all don't use it all the time. So let's say there is a situation, right? So we immerse that stage. And I say, oh, I am Master Almighty. So will that awareness work? Or if I had been practicing, let's say tomorrow, whole day we practice. I am an elevated soul, I am Master Almighty. So that the power in our awareness will help us to face, to solve any situation in a very natural way. I don't have to specially make effort at that time. So my attention went to more on that we should be constantly practicing. And it's so nice that Baba has given us the homework. So at least for one full day tomorrow, I will be thinking I am Master Almighty. I am elevated. I am Master Almighty, elevated soul. So with the thought, keep creating awareness. So as much we create, then when there is thought, there is power in that. That means, let's say, I'm shaken by something, I'm affected by something, and I immediately say, I am Master Almighty, it will work. See the difference between practicing awareness and that has become power. And other is, I know about it, but I haven't practiced. I'm using it, it won't work. And that's what Baba meant, that everyone has that blessing. Everyone has that awareness, but everyone doesn't use it. So we have to use. And now, anything we hear, will that affect us or not? No. As Baba said, political, economic, and all different kinds of turbulence, disturbance, or situations. I always remind myself, I am at confluence age, I am not in Kali. And we are going to golden age. So when you remind it, then you know that there are circumstances but they will not influence me. My karmic account, my energy, everything is different than others. But also the way Baba has taught us, our lifestyle is such, or if not, we have to make it in a way our simplicity, especially our food, what we eat during the whole day. Very simple, not much. So Baba had said that Baba will definitely provide dal roti. Children who are honest and obedient and at service of Baba. So whether which party is ruling, which is opposition party and all that, I remember that in India it is known that these Brahma Kumaris serve everyone. Whichever is the ruling party, they serve everyone. The party changes, new government, they serve everyone. Not only that, but one of the, it was Prime Minister or someone. So he was not Prime Minister, he was for a few years. So when the program for Rakhi came, sisters still called them and to meet. And he immediately said, when I was on the chair with authority, you all came to see me. And now I am not, but still you all came to see me. So kind of he was very happy and surprised that generally people go when they are in power on the seat. But these sisters come always, whether you are in power or not. And that in a way motivated the sisters that we should continue to go for service. Inviting them at Baba's home for any kind of service. Because especially presidents, only for 4 years. I remember that former president, he went to Hyderabad or somewhere. So whether they are, any party is there, any position they have, but we constantly serve them. Whether it's festival of Diwali or it's Raksha Bandhan, inviting them. So what I'm saying that, but also we have to be careful and not to talk about, as I heard some places, cannot divide the family because of agenda of different political parties. Especially the instruments at the centers. Because actually both, Kalyug is Kalyug. Whatever promises anyone makes, it's not easy to fulfill. Yeah, but some are very constructive, but how much directly we get affected? I don't think we did. So any kind of disturbance, turbulence doesn't really affect our life, should not. But if we mentally take it and create this fear, what's going to happen? Then what is next? What's the future, So as Baba said, disturbance in the mind. we have to be careful, not allow those influences of changing situations in the world. Baba has given us one task: give sakash to everyone, give good wishes to everyone. Because no, in the Lokik world, there is a lot of influence, right? But not on us. You all have heard the story of Brahma Baba during partition of country. At that time, lot was going on. Physically, emotionally. That Baba told children, if you are in soul consciousness with Baba, no one can look at you. No one can touch you, do anything. And it was true. Quite a long time this situation continued about division of the country. And when it's the religious one, it became not only country, but between two religions. It could become very, not very good, ugly, right? But Papa's children, and then even when they wanted to leave the country, the local government was able to help them. They gave them a ship, they gave them 3 months, few months, grains, everything, so that when they go, they have something to eat. They have something to use. Isn't it amazing that how it happened? So we look at the time of Brahma Baba, we don't have yet that much upheaval. Could happen. It could happen anytime, anywhere. But internally we know that Baba will keep us safe. Baba will take us where we have to go. Baba will give enough food to us. And whatever in the way spiritually and physically needed, Baba will provide. We are at confluence age. We're not in iron age. I always remind myself, world is descending and we are not. We are ascending. So think of your fortune, think of your omens of confluence age, elevated, but also create the awareness. And that awareness definitely will bring the power also. So remember tomorrow, I am Master Almighty. Remember that I am elevated soul, and color yourself so that sanskars become divine. So be in solitude with Baba and experience concentration. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avakti Journey, Avakti Parivar Chit Chat, exploring together the depths of Baba's wisdom. So welcome, dear angel brother Eric. We are ready.
Yes, I'm ready too. Om Shanti, everyone. Loving greetings to each and every one. And yes, to the Avyakti Parivar team and dear Mohini Didi. It seems like we're not in Zoom anymore, but the last few days I feel I've been in Avyakti Parivar Puri, another region, part of this such a region. So Mohini Didi, you'll have to explain to us how Avyakti Parivar may be creating a new dimension in the subtle world. There are side effects of our discussion, Mohini Didi, about all these puris. I was asked on email if I could create Eric Puri so we can meet outside of Zoom. And I said, no, I cannot create that Eric Puri. And one very loving sister came tonight. She cooked for some guests and she was very sweet, and she brought me something. And she said, I know, Eric, you like puri, so I brought you some puri, but you have to put them in the toaster before eating them. And I was confused, and I said, puri in the toaster? Oh, these puris, the real one. So yes, it is a time when we are in another world. So thank you, Mohini Didi, for accepting to, take us into that dimension. And so if you're okay, we can continue a little bit in your memories of that time. But I have a question as well, because we were told there was, Brahma Puri, Vishnu Puri, Shankar Puri. But I also heard of Dharamraj Puri. And I was wondering if you, do you have any new information that I don't know about? Is Dharamraj Puri, what is your understanding of Dharamraj Puri? And the question actually would be, do you think that Shankar may have a role also in Shankar Puri, in Dharamraj Puri? Or is he not going to be involved with that? Or I was curious.
What I understand that Brahma Puri, because it's only one Puri now, right? There are not three.
Yes.
There is only one left, and that's where Dharamraj Puri means. See, when souls are going to incorporeal world, so they're passing the subtle world. And when they are passing, then if they have any, my feeling generally is that all settling, punishment, suffering will happen before they go up. So they're not, like people say, that there will be punishment, feeling of suffering, cannot be in the subtle region. It's not possible, because that's the place where there is purity, there is love. But because they all have settled, but if there is any kind of subtle impurity, not punishment, not suffering, it's automatically reaching there in subtle regions in front of Baba, right? Who will be at that time Dharamraj. I think it's just what everyone will be left with in the end is God loves me. So the repentance, guilt, nothing will be there, but there will be some kind of purification. If you reach to a sacred place, or first time when I went in front of Baba, I met him, I just felt that my impurities have been taken away completely. So I could say that that's what will happen, but it will be Brahma Puri. At that time, you cannot call it Puri also. When all three were there, so the space was divided. But now is only one, so there are no Puris. Anyway, not even one. But that whole space will be called Dharamraj Puri. Dharamraj really means judge. Dharam is religion. Raj is kingdom of religion. But how people connected with Supreme Judge, right? They translate. How, Supreme Judge is what? That means final judgment, right? And these are different concepts. But my feeling with Dharamraj is very nice. It's just like in the end, whatever little weakness, anything is there, when you go there, it's all kind of taken away. And then you go home. Because that is why all the people have love for God. But this fear has been created. It's not original. They always want people to be good. And if people are not good, you will be punished. It's like they keep talking about punishment a lot. And we know that Baba will not punish your own karmas. If you have negative energy, if you are whatever you have as vices, you will be suffering automatically, It's not Baba has to say, you got angry 10 times. So, punishment, give punishment for 10 times of anger. I think God doesn't enter in all that. That's what my feeling is.
Mhm.
But a whole universe, karmic account, elements, they are made in such a way, like I am not being loved. People suffer whole life. I am not loved. Nobody loves me. I don't think they want me. Now, what kind of suffering is that all the time? So I'm just saying it's sometimes very subtle. And that is why when we come to Baba, one thing Baba said, no sorrow. Not only give sorrow, but don't take sorrow. So Baba actually removes us from sorrow. Not that he causes sorrow by punishing anyone. So we all can think about it, but my understanding about punishment is completely different. And I feel that Baba says, Murli, you will get punished. That means there will be punishment. And some people in Christianity I've seen, but also I was thinking that these days, some of the religions, I was really looking at whatever they do as renunciation is a lot of sacrifice. Not wearing any clothes in winter, and so many things. And one mother we have, her grandson has become a sadhu recently, Swaminarayan. You cannot see the face of the family ever. Now, it's a lot of sacrifice. Never you can see the face of your mother, of your family. After 3 years, 3 years of renunciation, I thought it's not necessary, You can meet your family, they will be happy. But anyway, they are thinking about you. Or, one sub said, you can only eat while standing. Or so many kinds. And I was yesterday thinking, what is the use of all that, People can live a very normal life and still belong to God. They still can do a lot of service, So these concepts really are taken in many, many different ways.
I think there's of course, maybe you'd never had experience of Dharamraj Puri in every cycle, because you mentioned many times that you have good relationship with Dharamraj, and it has inspired me to, make appointments with him and get to know him a little bit better, be friendly, so I followed your advice. This is very nice. But when Baba says in the Murli many times that if you make mistakes, the repentance will be so strong that it will be like this. He uses expressions sometimes that are very, very strong, that the pain will be like, I won't describe it, but there was many strong ways to describe it. And he says a tribunal will sit. So very briefly, what is your understanding of what is tribunal will sit in? So that's before we go to Dharamraj Puri. And do you have names of exactly who is in the tribunal, so we can maybe contact them in advance or arrange something?
Don't need to contact them. They know us, right?
They know already. Yeah, they're waiting for us.
Yeah, it's a big question, but
do you want to take it another time and we can stay on the 1969 for tonight?
Yeah, that will be great.
Okay, so we can think about the last Puri for another time. But for the 1969, the question I had for you was if you can explain a little bit the role of Dadi Santri, because I think many of us heard that at the end, that in 1969, she was Brahma Baba's daughter-in-law. So I think she was the daughter of Brahma's brother. She was the daughter-in-law of Brahma's brother, I think, that is century. And we read and I read again today on the official website that she was kind of in charge of trans messengers, and that she renounced the role of being Baba's medium in 1969, that she found she would not be the proper one, and she suggested Dadi Gulzar. Do you remember at the time how, because they say there were some messages through her, that Baba came through her in after the 18th of January. Do you remember that time, or was she very humble and she decided not to take the role of being Baba's medium? How do you remember that time?
Not medium, but see, Dadi Santri was Baba's personal trans messenger, in the sense of whatever Brahma Baba, whether it is traveling or somewhere, wherever, whenever, so she will go in trance. Baba, you cannot go. Baba will send her again. My experience also with Dadi Santri was that when I start going in trance, so because her going in trance was so often, that was so natural also, because she used to go so often, and because she was appointed as personal trance messenger. When I went first time, I didn't know. She was sitting on that mattress. So Mama must have told her, you also go and see where she goes, how she goes. I was told later on that, so she followed me.
She followed you in such a region.
You will be surprised. Those days, if I am going from here, I'm passing the sky and all that, we used to see each other. Yeah, and we will see this one is carrying bhog, tray of bhog. And it's so interesting. So everyone is laughing even here. But
I'm trying not to laugh too much, but it's fascinating. It's really, really fascinating. So,
but what I'm saying is real. I'm not saying that, because now there is not going in trance, is not common. But also there are 3 types of trance messengers. Like when I start going in trance, I will only see everything, not understand much, but just see Krishna, and then I'm seeing whatever. So they call it having the visions. Then second type of trance messengers who take message, but they are not able to bring the message. But accurate ones like Dadi Gulzar and some of them at that time take message, bring the answer also. So Santri Dadi, Dadi Gulzar, I also later on, because it's like third stage, final stage where you take message and bring message. So Santri Dadi was the one who used to check out for all of us that are we going, or up to what extent we going. Very, very interesting. Now when Brahma Baba became aware, so actually there was no one. I mean, Dadi Gulzar was official trance messenger. She was personal. She never offered bhog in the classroom, Santri Dadi. Dadi Gulzar, even during time of Baba, was the one who was bringing the messages. So I think different roles. So when Brahma Baba became aware, there was no need for personal trance messenger, not medium, trance messenger. And so she kind of, when it was announced that Dadi Gulzar will be the trance messenger, will be the medium, that through Baba will speak through Dadi Gulzar. I think everyone just accepted, and she accepted, and That is what they say, that actually that time when it was declared that Dadi Prakashmani will be the head of organization, and Baba gave head to Dadi Prakashmani's head, Nirmal Shanta Dadi could have said, I am the daughter and I have the right. And she was quite strong, lovely, has a lot of spiritual attraction, and she could have led also. But she didn't even, as if it's fine. She said, very good. So people were amazed that mostly in India, all the gurus, either their daughter, their son, they take the throne. And here there was no power struggle in the sense of whether it was Santri Dadi or Nirmal Shanta Dadi. They didn't say anything. And that was the beauty. And even now, it's so interesting when, even when in the management committee, my name came up and everyone was so happy and yes, 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 yes. This is first time nobody, not even one soul said, why not this one? Or so it's like you get all the votes there. But what is there that, is acceptance. Same is like when I think of Dadi Prakashmani and then Dadi Gulzar, or there was a kind of acceptance, So Santri Dadi also accepted, like some in India definitely could have been the candidates. But most of them, and some thought those who are already there, they could be promoted. And they were kind of propagating a lot for that. Even someone called me that if this were name came, you must vote. I said, of course I will. But it went different, but actually no one objected. And those who were candidates were already there serving, and very respectfully we interacted with each other and said hello and accepted. And even now, when we go, the role which we are given in meetings and everywhere. So I think it's Baba, his drama, or whatever way, all these things happen within the organization with no opposition, in the sense of respect. That what else to say? So Santri Dadi did definitely accepted the role of Dadi Prakashmani and also Dadi Gulzar.
But you don't remember if Baba spoke through her. He didn't use her as a medium in 21st or before, between 18th and 21st of January. He didn't use Santri Dadi for speaking, just for trans messages.
No. Yesterday we have about 13 messages of 13 days. I was thinking to get it translated. So last night after program, we were reading 4 or 5 very good messages, but all were through Dadi Gulzar actually.
Yeah, I read some of them. So it's very powerful, and it must have been magical, Pandav Bhavan at the time. It must have been completely different. All of you, and then yes, you mentioned there were maybe 700-800 people, but I'm sure amongst all those 700, you were just a few, very, very close to the real discussions of what was happening, and maintaining it, like you said, respectful. The last thought I had was asking you, you knew Dadi Prakashmani well before Baba passed away in 18th of January. And there was, of course, that amazing moment when he held her hand. Did you see transformation in Dadi Prakashmani afterwards? As was, for me, I was thinking when I covered the election of the Pope twice. And, before becoming Pope, it's just a cardinal. And there's so many cardinals. And then the one who becomes the Pope, he changes after a while. It's like a power comes into him or something. Did you see a transformation in Dadiji after that moment, and something happened to her, or?
It's like you are not for a place or few people. You are for everyone. You are for a whole organization. That kind of unlimited. Something opens up where you start seeing everyone as yours, because Adi Prakashmani was in Bombay. And, it's limited still, whole Bombay, or even everyone respected. And so she was not like for everyone, for whole. So as soon as she became that, it's like her love, like you could feel the change in her automatically. Yeah, there was a big change.
Mm. I know it's maybe happening to you too, no? I don't know if we can ask, but we feel something is happening to you as well. So seems like it's the role in drama that it comes with the role, maybe. extra help from Baba, for sure.
Because it's not, now I realize, not a responsibility, it is love for everyone. It's like now you are seeing everyone, every department, every person recently. So people write to us their situations, and we try not to do directly. We try to call their local people and see who is in charge and can you help to resolve that, So yeah, anyone can approach you, anyone can come for any little thing, big thing. We try to help. Yeah. Before it's not my job, but nothing is not my job, but we take care of spiritually. And also this is already set up a system. And instead of us going directly, we just go through the system. And if it doesn't work, they ask us what you all feel, and we tell our ideas. So
Well, we're happy that I'm sure your love for everyone is increasing, but we'll still want to maintain our status of being nearest and dearest. So we'll hold on to that position next to you and claim that role of being nearest and dearest to you, even if your love goes for everyone in the world. So it will be next to you again for a while. So thank you again so much for taking us into that magic moment, and really enjoyed the last conversations we had. It's really, I think, gave us an experience to be, in the 18th of January period in a very different way. So very, very big thank you for being open and sharing from your heart what is in your heart. So thank you. Thank you. It's very lovely. Thank you, Mohini Didi.
Thank you. Thank you.
So for tomorrow, we will keep the thoughts. I'm a soul with elevated sanskars. We'll be practicing in yoga. I am a soul with divine sanskars. My original and eternal sanskars are very elevated. Whatever ordinary sanskars I have at the present moment are becoming divine by being colored with the color of God's company. And the thought to keep is, in order to transform my ordinary sanskars, what things do I need to pay attention to? What special efforts must I make for this? And the signal I've yet to look for. Into this world, everyone is very much troubled by the upheaval in politics, in the value of everything, the currency, the suffering of karma and religion. To protect yourself from this, imbibe concentration and be one who stays in solitude. By being in solitude, you will easily be concentrated. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much, Didi and Eric Bhai. We're really enjoying this chit chat, and we look forward for next week as well. Thank you. And this month of January, we continue our whole day bhakti for every day, and many Baba's children are taking a lot of benefit. Thank you for being part of it, and it brings a lot of good vibration and sakash for the world. So tomorrow is Monday, and our schedule from Amritwala 3:30 a.m. continues with the bhakti, whole day bhakti. And tomorrow is Monday, so we'll have 5 to 6 open space where you can come and ask questions and clarifications. And then our series, Hindi series, English series, meditation with Didi continues. And now let's do our Swaman meditation, and then we'll take Drishti from Didi and remember Baba. While taking Drishti, I request everyone, if you turn on video, would be great. Thank you.
Self-respect. I am a soul with elevated sanskars. Thoughts. In order to transform my ordinary sanskars, what things do I need to pay attention to? What special effort must I make for this? Practice of yoga. I am a soul with divine sanskars. My original and eternal sanskars are very elevated. Whatever ordinary sanskars I have at the present moment are becoming divine by being colored with the color of God's company.
स्वमान। मैं श्रेष्ठ संस्कार वाली आत्मा हूँ। चिंतन। अपने साधारण संस्कारों को परिवर्तन करने के लिए मुझे किन बातों पर ध्यान देना है? इसके लिए क्या विशेष पुरुषार्थ करना है? योगाभ्यास। मैं दिव्य संस्कार वाली आत्मा हूँ। मेरे आदि अनादि संस्कार अति श्रेष्ठ हैं। वर्तमान समय हमारे जो भी साधारण संस्कार हैं वह परमात्म संग के रंग में रंगने से दिव्य बनते जा रहे हैं। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti. Good night.